Okay. Well, here it is. Ta-da. Let's see here. So underneath here we've got the power in. Come on, focus you. Yeah, whatever. You can see what it is. So power in, the demo switch, the control knob, and then your sensor jack in. So pretty easy, of course. You just plug your your sensor into the jack. Ta-da! Mine doesn't go to anything because I don't have one. But I shorted it out earlier and it does work. So, ta-da! And of course, you should test it beforehand. Let's see here. I'm going to remove that for now. Here's your nifty extension cord. You plug it in. Pretty simple. To adjust where this goes, you just kind of loosen this a little and you can turn it wherever you need it to go. Pretty much anywhere. Speaking of these, so these two bolts down here loosen up this bottom clamp to move the whole thing sideways. So the button, that's the button pusher there. So if you want to move it sideways, that's those bolts. You tighten those till the lock washers, which are the little springy bolts, are all the way compressed. That should stop them from backing out easily. They probably still could back out. Same with these. This goes backwards and forwards. To move that, you just kind of, well, first you undo the wing nut, and then you undo this. You move the whole thing wherever you want it to be. I already have it set up, so I'm not going to move it. Tighten this, and then tighten the wing nut so that that little washer compresses flat against the two, and that will stop it from backing out. It also clamps this other brace nice and firm against the block. Let's see here, same thing here. You're going to move that. This comes right out, so don't lose it. You need it, obviously. You just kind of bring that down to a level where it's just on top of the button, and you want it to be on the left side of the button a little bit. So you don't want it to be directly on top the center of the button, and I'll show you why once we get working here. This is actually a little too far over, but I think it'll still work. So I'm just going to tighten that, and then tighten the wing nut, and now that's locked in position. But since we're setting it up, you want to be careful. You want to have it nice and loose for now, just in case we don't make any mistakes. But yeah, you want that little plunger to be on. You want this to be bottomed out on top of this plunger. It doesn't really have to be bottomed out, but I recommend it. Let's see here. So we'll go ahead and turn the camera on, and we'll plug in, keeping this loose, just letting it sit on top of the button loosely. We're going to plug this in, and it should move a little bit, or maybe not. Looks like not. Looks like it's already in position. So before you plug it in, actually, word of caution, you want to make sure that this has a nice audible click off, and then you can't turn it anymore. If it's turned all the way and it's not clicked, if you can feel it move, you want to turn it all the way back until it clicks. The reason for that is if that's turned all the way up, it's giving you full rotation. So once it turns on, it's going to flip to that button, to that knob. So if it's set to go all the way, it's going to flip all the way, push through, and then it's going to just probably break something or burn the motor out or their Arduino, which is giving it power. It's not giving it a lot of power, so it can produce it. It's got some caps in there, so it kind of like a mini battery, so it'll last a little bit, but you really want to hurry up. If that does happen, just go ahead and pull these wires really hard so they come out, and then turn off the power and set it up correctly. They're easy to put back. I would put some tape around this so that's nice and weather sealed. Or you can have a bag over it, so just make sure they're taped against the side here under the bag, but definitely tape them so they don't slide out. They're usually pretty good, but I don't really trust them. But they need to be quick disconnect to save the motor and the Arduino powering the whole thing if it comes to that. Let's see here. So we made sure that we got a nice click here, and then we plug it in. Bam. Okay. And still not moving. Okay, cool. So as you can see, if we didn't have it clicked in all the way, it would have gone all the way through that thing, and that would have been a problem. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of rotate this till we get a click, basically. So very slowly, very gently, you'll see it start moving the whole thing. Oh, because we don't have it locked. So now that we know that we're in demo mode, we're going to go ahead and lock it into position. And now when we turn that, so right there's where we want to be. So they're just going to go ahead and hit this demo switch, which will turn that whole thing off. And see, now that the demo switch is off, it has changed this back to the resting position. So now when the sound trigger does go off, it will come down to where you adjusted it with the adjustment knob. So if we turn it back on the demo switch, it's going to go to where the knob is left at and start taking pictures. And then we can turn that switch off, and after about 10 seconds, I think it'll come back. Yep, 10 seconds. And so there you go. Like I said, just be really careful about that demo switch and making sure you're clicked off when you turn it on. Otherwise, you can really burn the whole thing up. I don't really know of an easy way to code around that without more sensors and wires and stuff, so I didn't do it. But yeah, it works. It's good to go. Really got to make sure you click it back out of demo mode before you head to leave the whole thing. And it's easy to tell. You just make sure it's pointing up. Yep. If you have any questions, just let me know.